Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am here today to share with you my new October kit. So last month we played with a kit that was inspired by Amy Tan's ephemera pack. And so this month, instead of going back to a paper as our inspiration piece like usual, we decided to stick with embellishments. And this time we are kind of focusing a little bit more on Maggie Holmes. So not everything is hers, but she was the inspiration for the kit itself. And so our inspiration piece were these beautiful fringe hearts. And these are from her Bloom collection. So not the latest one, Gather, but from the collection before that, which is Bloom. And they have this really great fringe detail to them if you haven't seen them before, which I'm sure most of you have. So these are the inspiration for this kit. So if this is your first time joining us, Hannah, Felicia, Megan, Sarah, and I each start with the same inspiration piece and the same recipe, and we create a kit that we then use to create with for the month. And we share process videos with you guys every Tuesday. So this is our inspiration piece. We all have this as the item that inspired our kits. So the first thing I'm going to go through and show you is the paper that I have for this kit. And so we are allowed to have our 6x6 paper. Usually it's just a few sheets, but I found out I had a lot more success and was a lot happier with my kit last month by putting in a 6x6 paper pad. So I put in the Maggie Holmes from the Bloom collection. As you can see, a lot of this, the pages are already cut into. I've used things. I just have the scraps in here. So this isn't a complete paper pad. There is some stuff missing, stuff that I've used before. So I'm going to use this throughout my kit. And I'm going to save that one. Let's talk about the papers that are in this kit. So our first one was we decided we wanted to include a text. And so this is going to be my text. And it kind of goes with those fringe hearts that we have. And this is from Maggie Holmes Bloom, and it's called Spring. And then I also have this pinkish color on the back, which is perfect because this will also match this kit. So that was my text. And then we also were allowed to have a floral. And I pulled this beautiful Maggie Holmes floral from the new Gather collection. This one is called So Sweet. And the reason I pulled this one is because I have been dying to use this paper ever since I got it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And then this greenish color on the back actually matches these fringe hearts pretty well as well. So I can use that if I choose. The next paper was a texture, and I have pulled a wood grain for this one. And this is another Maggie Holmes. This is from the Bloom collection called Lizzie. So it has this nice dark floral on one side, but then I pulled it mainly for the texture on the other side. And I love this paper, so I can't wait to use it. Next we had a circle or a dot pattern. So I have pulled this one. This is a Felicity Jane paper from the Maggie kit, which was, I believe, August. And it just has this pinkish coral type color polka dot to it. And then there's a black and white floral I can always use if I choose on the back as well. We were also allowed to have a specialty paper in this kit. So I have pulled two different ones. So I'm going to use this Maggie Holmes Bloom gold foil vellum that has these beautiful florals on it. And I'm actually going to try and use these along with those fringe hearts and layer things up together. And then I also pulled these deco sheets from Tim Holtz, which I absolutely love. Basically, it's a gold glitter sticker paper. So it already has adhesive on the back. You can punch out of it. I've used it a ton, and I'm excited to have that in this kit. And then the last of our papers was a freebie. And so I have pulled this Felicity Jane paper, also from the Maggie kit. Not so much for this gingham, but because I want to use this side. So when I was going through looking for things for this kit, something that really stuck out to me is being able to put a heart right at this intersection and kind of create a look from there. So I am really excited to try this out and see what I can do with this paper. So those are going to be all the papers I'm working with this month. And then we're going to go ahead and move on to the embellishments. So let me grab all of those things because I seem to have a lot in this kit. I think I kind of went overboard on my freebies this month. So let's start with the alphabets first. So I'm going to be using this thin gold puffy thicker from Dear Lizzie, and this is called Desktop. So I pulled that one. which I really, really like and I haven't gotten a chance to use. I just picked this one up at Hobby Lobby. And then I'm also going to be using this bold black font, and this is from Pink Paisley, and these are some acetate letters, and they have a little bit of a color variation to them. So I'm going to try those out and see what I can come up with those this month. So those are going to be my letters. And then we also really liked having the 3x4 cards in our kit last month. So we're going to go ahead and go with that again. And I pulled out this On Trend set for my mind's eye. I'm not sure if you can see all the cards in there, but there are a ton that have these greens and pinks and kind of orangish corals. So I'm really excited to incorporate those again this month. We also were able to pull out an ephemera pack. And so I pulled out this one from Kaiser Craft, which is called Boho Dreams. And it does have this bright blue that does not really go with our kit. But blue aside, there are some really, really great colors and pieces in this kit that are going to go with the colors. So I won't necessarily be using the blue elements very much, but I am excited to pull this in. One thing I found when I was building this kit, and this is something that we talked about a lot as a group, is that sometimes Maggie Holmes products are very hard to mix with other collections. So I tried really hard to incorporate some Maggie Holmes from all of her different collections, not just from one or two, but then also to try and figure out what other collections could I pull in to really make it something that you can work with your stash. So it isn't just a Maggie Holmes kit. So you'll see that here in the rest of my embellishments that I have tried to pull in a few other things, even though there is, you know, quite a bit of Maggie Holmes. Our next thing that we included was tiny word stickers, and I pulled out two different ones. So I pulled out these new ones from Maggie Holmes Gather that has the gold and the rose gold phrases. And I just really like the different sizes that they have and the different font choices. And then I also pulled out my tried and true Small Talk from Tim Holtz that has the white and black phrases. And as you know, if you watch any of my process videos, these are my favorite. I go to these all the time for everything. I have every different set he has. I think I have like 6 or 8 of these different books because I do use these all the time. We also chose to include buttons, and I'm not going to pull all these out, but I have included buttons. Most of these are older from Making Memories. So I just pulled out the blacks, creams, tans, and white, and then some pink that I can include in this kit. The next thing we had was an embossing folder, and I actually don't have a die cut machine or embossing folders. So I pulled out two products that I can kind of coordinate to get the same type of look. So I have these really old Maggie Holmes crepe paper tags that have some actual crepe paper and some different layers to them already. So I'm going to be using these, and I'm going to incorporate them with these Dear Clearly Kelly for Hero Art stamps. And this is the Kelly's New Adventure set. So I'm going to take the stamping and the tags and kind of combine those things together to create a little bit different elements with some dimension, because I don't have that embossing folder to include. And then our mixed medias this month is going to be Texture Paste, and this Ranger one is my absolute favorite. So of course that's my go-to. Anytime we have Texture Paste, I will basically always include just the white color, because then I can make it any color I want just by adding acrylic paint or mists or anything like that to it. So I usually always just stick with the white. We also had some washi tape this month, so I've pulled this Maggie Holmes. This is from the new Gather collection, and it's the metallic. So we have gold, silver, and then this pinkish rose gold color. So we'll see what I can come up with to do with those this month. And then as far as freebies go, I actually picked 3 instead of just 1. So I apologize in advance. I have a much bigger kit than what I anticipated. I pulled out the Maggie Holmes accent stickers, and this is from the Bloom collection. And I have used a few of these, so there are a few missing. I also pulled out the Maggie Holmes Bloom puffy stickers, and these are called Grow. Just that I have some more of those words and phrases and icons, because I felt like this kit itself didn't have a whole lot of icons and images with it. So I felt like I needed a little bit more. And then my last thing that I included as one of my freebies is this Paisley Papery confetti. And this actually came from the Container Store. So I was in there looking for something else. And they had these on clearance. And it's this gorgeous machine stitched just row of circles. And it has that gold glitter. It has some gold metallic. It has some gold leafing. The colors were perfect. And like I said, it was super cheap. I picked it up on clearance. So I'm going to see what I can come up with and what kind of trouble I can get myself into with this during my October kits. And that is going to do it. So that is going to be what I am working with for the month of October. If you want any of the details, you want to know the specifics about anything I'm using, go ahead and click on the link below to go to my blog. Do make sure that you visit Sarah, Megan, Felicia, Hannah to see what they have included in their kits that also started with these gorgeous fringe hearts. And I will be back to see you on Tuesday with my first layout using this kit. Have a great day. Bye.